Hey everyone, it's Angela with Mystic Moon bringing you guys the weekly soul connection reading. And so this is going to be for today's date, which is Monday, October 21st, going all the way until Sunday, October 27th. And so this week I was guided to just split up the groups between group 1, group 2. So just when I let you guys know what this description is, just base your decision on that. You guys, of course, can do it as a pick a card, totally up to you, but the timestamps are down below. So I felt like separating two different groups. Okay, so group 1 is going to be for those of you that are connected to somebody. Yes, it is of a romantic nature. That is how my readings go. And so it is a mutual connection that you have with someone else. And you guys are actively either speaking or seeing each other, or maybe there's just kind of like this on and off again energy. But the ultimate goal is to come back together with this individual. Okay, so at some point you would like to work things through, come back together, have a successful connection relationship. So that's going to be for group 1. Now group 2 is going to be a little bit different. Yes, you have a soul connection with somebody, even though you have challenge or separation or no contact between the two of you. Maybe there's even exterior reasons as to why you guys are not together. You still feel this connection. And the thing is, you're not necessarily focused on reconnecting. It doesn't mean that it's not what you want, but you're not focused there. You're more focused on getting through the day. What does this connection mean to you? What do you have to learn from this connection? You might be doing some healing. You might totally be at peace with this separation between the two of you at this time, with the mindset of, you know what, if it's meant to be, it'll come back together, but if it doesn't, there's something to teach me. So there's two very different energies here that we're going to be tapping into, which is why I felt like it was smart to separate the energies. So anyways, you guys, make your decision based on the description, or like I said, you guys can just kind of say, hey, you know what, I'm going to go with group 1 or group 2 as a pick a card choice this week. So I'm going to be using all different decks here today. I will list everything that I'm using in the description box below. I will let you guys know while I shuffle each deck what I'm using, so that way you guys can take a look down below to see what goes with what. I'm using some amazing decks here today from some amazing creators. So everything that I'm using besides one deck, which isn't even available anymore because it's out of print. That's the Romance Angels by Doreen Virtue. It's no longer available. I mean, you can get it, but you're going to pay like $400 for it. So everything is self-created, meaning that, you know, there's creators out there that they have Etsy shops or, you know, Instagram, YouTube readers, things like that. I'm going to be using all of their decks today. So I'm super excited. I was just gifted by Fire Witch Tarot, you know, a lot of her amazing decks. It was just like Christmas morning opening up her deck. So I'm going to be using some of her decks here today. She also has a YouTube channel and an Instagram page. So make sure you guys go and check her out. And then, of course, like I said, a lot of other readers I'm going to be introducing as well. So the Organite that I wanted to use today is the Archangel Love Magnet, or Archangel Shamuel Love Magnet Organite by Wing and Bell. So this is definitely my biggest Organite, and I just wanted to use a lot of energy here for this reading today. So as usual, you guys take what resonates and get rid of what doesn't. Let's get started. I'm super excited. Okay, so for those of you guys that chose group 1, okay, so group 1 again is going to be for those of you that are back and forth perhaps with this person, in contact, maybe even seeing them. The ultimate goal is to come back together and have a successful connection. So we're going to split up the energy with masculine and feminine today. So wherever you guys fall, because this is something I actually get a lot of questions on. Why am I resonating with the masculine this week? Maybe that is because that's where your energy is at. So you can take the messages and just kind of do a vice versa with them. So if I'm reading masculine and that's what you're in your feminine, let's just say watching this video for your masculine, take the masculine messages for yourself and maybe apply the feminine messages to your masculine. It's okay. It's just energy. So we're not necessarily labeling something to say this is what it is. It's just energy. That's it. All right. Let's focus on the masculine right now. Let's see for group 1 where the masculine is currently at just in general. Okay. So we're going to use two different decks here for this. We're going to be using the My Spiritual Love Tarot, And she has her own Instagram as well as a YouTube channel, and she sells other decks as well besides this one. So I'll put her down below. And then this is from Fire Witch Tarot. Again, she has an Instagram and a YouTube, and lots of other decks too. So what's brewing? Spilling the beans. So I wanted to use these two decks together today to just break down where the masculine is currently at. So let's do just that. I'm going to shuffle these guys. Where is the masculine's energies this week, just in general? So I'm just going to put those like this, tap into this. And since I'm running out of room, I'm just going to put these over here. Okay. All right, so what's going on for the masculine's mental space? What's the situation? Okay, we have divorce or breaking a contract. Now, this does not indicate that the masculine is married, perhaps, but it can be. It can indicate that maybe a masculine at this point is going through cutting ties with something, but it can be a job. It's just a contract, okay? So some sort of important energy where the masculine is thinking about disconnecting from something. Wow, look at this, the world. Completing the cycle. That's amazing energy. So the masculine right now is mentally focused on separating himself from something that he no longer wants to be a part of, whether it is a legal binding contract, a marriage, a job, a way of living, a way of being. There's definitely some sort of a yearning to complete the cycle and start a new one. That's really interesting. So that is where the masculine is currently at this week. What about emotionally? Where is he emotionally? And I say he, that may not be, he, but that's just how I channel. Okay, so we do have in the heart space worst nightmare. So there could be a lot of stress going along with this completion of the cycle. Oh, it definitely has to do with some sort of partnership. Doesn't have to be lovers, though, like a romantic, even though the lovers can indicate romantic. It just means choices. The masculine has to make a choice, perhaps. Maybe he has to make a choice between two people. Maybe he has to make a choice between his well-being versus his family. Maybe he has to make a choice in regards to his work versus a relationship, but there is some sort of an energy of worst nightmare, okay? It says worst nightmare with this card. And then it says the lovers, which is romance, desire, sexual, or choices. So it could be all of the above. But this is definitely major, major energy because these are major arcana, the world and the lovers card. So this is definitely saying that there's something major going on right now when it comes to the choices that the masculine needs to make. And they're very heavily weighing on his heart, and there might be a lot of stresses in it. My worst nightmare, as in, if I were to make this choice, would I be making the wrong choice? Or if I made this choice, is it going to bring me happiness? Or the choice that I made actually turned out to be my worst freaking nightmare. That's also what I'm getting too. Interesting. So let's go ahead and get the physical world, other people in the environment. Okay, yeah, there's something going on here. Look at this. Game over, you guys. There is some kind of a heartbreaking situation happening in the masculine's world. Now, of course, this could have something to do with you, even though we have not gotten into that energy yet. This may have something to do with what's happening with the two of you right now. But there is something going on that is very, very stressful, very big time. There is a breaking of a heart, breaking up of a situation that's happening with this masculine, for sure. But we have Six of Wands. So the Six of Wands is somebody who is feeling rather victorious. They're feeling like this might be a good thing right now. They are feeling like somehow maybe this is going to bring them more success, or they're going to feel some sort of relief after whatever this nightmare is that is ending. So let's just say this happens to be the two of you. There might be a lot of stress that the two of you are currently undergoing. There might be a lot of grief, a lot of sadness, and sometimes taking a healthy break is a good thing in order to catch our breath. And so that could be another reason why it's coming through this way. So what is the soul's energy? Just kind of like the overall essence of the masculine soul energy at this time. Born to shine. So Six of Wands, of course, is a card of recognition. It's a card of success. And now we have the energy here of let let's really shine or be authentic. So maybe the masculine feels like he can finally be himself. King of Swords, interesting. So the King of Swords is somebody who's very intellectual, mature, clear, logic, authority, very clear thinking, makes a decision. It's almost like kind of removing your emotions in order to make a decision. So I feel like this masculine has to get into the energy of the King of Swords in order to execute a decision. And that decision might seem very cutting. It might seem very detached, but that's where this masculine needs to be in order to regain some sort of power, in order to regain his bearings, and in order to step into his power to kind of do what he wants to do authentically. So there's some major energy happening for this masculine. Wow. Okay. Well, now let's go ahead and take a look and see where's this masculine at when it comes to the feminine. Okay. Where is he at when it comes to this feminine? So we're going to go into another deck from Fire Witch. And this is a really cute little mini deck here. I love mini decks. As a matter of fact, my very first oracle that I ever made, my Twin Flame Oracle, was a mini deck. It wasn't as rectangular as this one. It was more square. And I've actually had some requests to make a deck that's mini. So seeing this, it kind of reminds me of, ooh, maybe I want to do a mini deck now. Okay. Let's take a look and see where is this masculine at towards this feminine. When he thinks about the masculine, or when the masculine thinks about the feminine, what does this energy look like? Okay, so we have the Ten of Swords. That's interesting. Let's get the combination here. Okay. Well, what I want to say, you guys, is that if some of you, what's just come through for the masculine, if that resonates with you, as in that's your situation with the masculine, there's a lot of stress. There is a lot of, there's like a current breakup going on. There's something that's happened. I feel like the masculine might need to pull away at this time from the feminine, because he's feeling drained. Now, he might be drained because of whatever else he has going on outside of himself. He could also be drained from whatever stress the two of you have going on, if that's your story. But we have an energy of a painful ending, and we can already see that the masculine is in a major closure cycle. So he might be too drained to communicate with you right now. He might feel like it's best not to start something up with you at this time. So sometimes when we're waiting on someone else to clear another relationship, we're thinking that as soon as they're done with that cycle, they're going to come knocking on our door. And sometimes that doesn't happen. And it probably shouldn't happen, because someone does really need to take some time in order to heal and to let things calm in their own lives first before starting with us. So that's kind of what I'm getting here, is the masculine might be too drained at this time to try to start something new, or to try to kind of pick up where you guys left off, or even to get along at this point to try to make a relationship work. So what's happening here in the heart space? Okay, so we have the Stars energy. Okay, in the energy. I feel like what this is saying here, the star is all about, feeling connected, feeling like there's going to be hope, light at the end of the tunnel. It might be that your masculine right now is too much in a lower vibrational energy in his heart space. He might feel like he's lost hope. He might feel like he's just not feeling 100%. And so it might seem to you that he is detached from you, King of Swords energy, feeling somehow that you've done something wrong. I'm not getting that at all. I'm not getting that the masculine is actually upset or mad at the feminine. It's just that there might be some sort of an energy where he still needs healing, because that's the Stars energy as well. There needs to be some sort of healing. There needs to be some sort of time in order to heal, or to regain your structure, to regain your strength. So if this is a timing thing, where this feminine is waiting on this masculine to return to her, I just get that the masculine has a lot of things going on at this point, and is going to need some breathing room in order to regain his strength. That's what I'm seeing. So the physical energy here in the physical world, we have the Two of Cups. So the Two of Cups is beautiful. And we have longing. Okay, so this is beautiful. So this is saying here, whatever is happening in the mental space, whatever is happening in the emotions, doesn't reflect what the masculine actually is feeling for the feminine in the physical world. He longs for this connection. He longs perhaps to be with his feminine in the physical world. But there's a lot of things that are attributing to the separation or to the current circumstances that are keeping the two of you apart, if you're a feminine watching this. So I feel like the masculine is showing up in this reading saying, despite all of this, this is what I really long for. I really long for a successful connection. I really long to be with you, but there's all these other things that are happening right now that I need to get through personally. Okay. What about the soul's energy or an overall energy? So yeah, so 2 of Wands. So it says next move, planning and decisions. So yes, I mean, the overall message here towards the feminine is that the masculine is in this energy of really needing to make a decision and plan his next move. It's not an action-oriented card. So it tells me here that there's something that's holding up this masculine's ability to be able to do something at this point. Yeah, he might be embarrassed by his decisions. He might be embarrassed by his situation. He might be embarrassed because he doesn't have the strength or the courage to do what he wants to do right now because he has a lot of other crap perhaps that's tied to this contract or whatever this situation is. He might be embarrassed by a money situation. He might be going through a bankruptcy. He might be going through a financial crisis. I mean, who knows? And he might just be too embarrassed right now to make a move because of all this, stuff that he doesn't want you to know about. So him hiding or maybe ending things or not being forthright or forthcoming with you at this time, it might just be more or less because of how he feels on a deep level. And it has nothing to do with you per se. So that is the energy that we have coming through for the masculine. Let's take a look and see what is the masculine's, what is his higher self message to the feminine at this time? What is the message to the feminine? So this right here is the Twin Flames Soulmate Triggers deck by Fire Witch Tarot. So let's go ahead and get 3 cards that give us some messages that the masculine has towards his feminine right now. Let's take a look. Ooh. Okay, I'm just going to grab the 3 cards first and then we'll go over it. All right. Okay, we have my thoughts about you have been so negative lately. Okay, well, that makes a lot of sense because we actually do have some negative energy here that the masculine has tied to the feminine. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that the masculine is upset with the feminine. It doesn't necessarily mean that the masculine is feeling hate or anything towards the feminine. But this is an energy here where the masculine might be feeling really drained and not feeling in a good way. So he's feeling very negative when it comes to perhaps even being able to move forward, even being able to, successfully move forward with this connection. Because he's got a lot of negativity and a lot of negative things happening in his life, this is causing him to feel negative about the connection. So he's maybe wanting to be in that King of Swords energy, which is just remaining kind of detached and maybe even somewhat cold and distant from the feminine. But this has to do with his circumstances. I get lonely not having you around. So again, the masculine is longing for the feminine. It did come up here. So despite this masculine does long for this feminine. Okay, he definitely does. And I turn to my addictions whenever you reject me. Okay, well, this is an energy that's indicating here that there is some sort of an insecurity, perhaps, that the masculine has in fear of a rejection or in fear of this connection maybe not working out or being successful in the future. So this connection that this masculine, or perhaps whatever this addiction is, this contract, this situation that's not serving the masculine in a positive way anymore, he might still be kind of going back and forth with it, or he might still not 100% be ready to let it go at this time. We can see that he's currently in the energy of wanting to and needing to cycle it out. But that doesn't necessarily mean that all masculines are going to actually have the strength in order to execute it. So there is this process that's happening right now for the masculine, and he might just stay safe in his addictions because it's easier, because he doesn't want to deal with perhaps feeling embarrassed by his circumstances. Or is he good enough for his feminine? Or is this something to where if he were to leave something and give this a chance, would it work? So there's all kinds of energies I feel that are happening here for group number one. The masculine is kind of got one foot in this connection and one foot out. He might have one foot in another situation and one foot in yours. It might be that he's too afraid to even dip his foot into your connection because he feels safe, miserably safe though, in another situation. So again, take it as it resonates with you guys. But that is what we have happening here for the masculine. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what's happening on the feminine side. What's happening for the feminine this week? Where's the feminine's energy this week? Let's take a look at just in general. Where's the feminine's energy just in general? We're going to go ahead and use the same cards here. What's happening here in the mental space? Fighting for what you love, okay? It says claiming what's yours. Love is a battlefield. So the feminine is in a very warrior type of position with thinking about something that she wants to fight for, or something's very difficult. Okay, but we have the Five of Swords. Wow. Mind games, defeat, and control. Well, the Five of Swords is an energy where you are up against a battle. I mean, that is a card of battle for sure. And it's a battle that can sometimes feel very overwhelming. It can feel like you're getting nowhere. It can feel like, are you just fighting against the inevitable? Are you just fighting against yourself? So I feel like there might be other people involved in whatever this connection is. There's other people that are influencing this connection. And so this is causing a lot of anxiety and stress perhaps for this feminine. What about the heart space? Okay, well, I feel like what this is saying here is that maybe this feminine feels like this masculine perhaps is choosing something else over her, and feels that feeling of defeat, feels discarded, feels like maybe something else is more important to her than her, whether it be another partner, whether it be the single life, a job, family, whatever. There's some kind of energy in addiction as well. There's some kind of a feeling here where maybe the feminine doesn't feel like the masculine is making her a priority. Yeah, it's an inner knowingness. There also could be secrets here with the High Priestess. She's keeping this to herself though. So she might not be actively, what's the word I'm looking for? She might not be actively talking to the masculine about this. She might be just kind of keeping these feelings to herself, that she feels crummy, that she feels like a situation is unfair, etc. So there's something here where the feminine's kind of keeping it all bottled up. What about the outer world? Under spiritual attack. Interesting. So yeah, there's a lot of negative energy here. So this makes sense to me. She feels like there's a lot of snakes perhaps in her environment. She's fighting off any kind of lower vibrational negative energies that are coming from other people, even could be her masculine. But she definitely feels like she needs to clear her energy. And what I want to tell you guys with that Five of Swords, whenever it comes up, it's always a reminder to you, is it really worth fighting with other people? How you're thinking about a situation, that might need to shift and change. Maybe trying so hard is something that, letting go might be a better thing to do. If someone is not making a decision and they're not actively trying to work on a connection, but you're putting all the effort in and they're putting in none, this is also an energy here where we might need to kind of remove ourselves from toxic energy and just basically take a little bit of a breather, take some space, let this masculine take the space that he needs in order to figure his life out. Being involved or keeping score, or maybe even being involved in the drama of a third party situation, if one exists, maybe that's not the best thing to do. Maybe if we're actively kind of keeping score on social media and seeing what the masculine's doing perhaps with whatever he has going on here, maybe that's not a good thing to be involved in, because all it's doing is it's making you feel worse. So yeah, this under spiritual attack energy, yeah, that could definitely be not a good thing. Yeah, so we need to break away from whatever this is. I always see the Ace of Swords as being able to take that sword that is straight from the divine. So it's an epiphany. It's like the divine handing you that tool, that sword, so that way you can cut whatever this is that's draining you out of your life, so you can get some sort of mental clarity and have a new awareness. So I feel like the feminine does need to take that sword and cut away something, cut herself out of this fight, cut herself out of this mental battle that she's having with herself. Some sort of thought is not serving her, or something that's adding to her mental anguish is just not, it's just not helping her. So maybe she needs to kick something to the curb right now. She knows it too. Deep down inside, she knows what she needs to do. She does. But she might be struggling, okay? She might be struggling to disconnect. So what's the overall energy here, the soul energy? Yeah, see, tired of the drama. Look at that. Tired of the drama. There's some kind of drama here. I see the Five of Wands more of a card of drama with other people, but the Five of Swords is like, whew, it's all the drama, but needing to get the hell out of Dodge kind of drama. It's no good. Yeah, she needs to take care of herself. Queen of Cups. She needs to just embrace herself, and she intuitively knows this as well. That's why the High Priestess is here. She just needs to be more caring to herself. She's very sensitive. So the thing is, when you're sensitive or empathic, your emotions run deep, you're going to take things so much more personally. You're going to take it to heart. So if you're around other people that, let's just say they're narcissistic, or they're drama, or they're backstabbers, or whatever the situation may be, you're going to be so deeply wounded that it's not going to be good for you to involve yourself with people. It's like getting in the ring with somebody that's just basically going to kick your ass all over the place. And it's not because you're not strong. It's because you're so emotional. It's because you take on so much energy. You may not want to beat somebody's ass to a bloody pulp. And so there's a difference here of personalities. There's a difference here. It doesn't mean someone else is better than you. You're just a different caliber of a person. So when you're dealing, let's just say you're an empath and you're dealing with a narcissist, there ain't no fighting that. You just have no choice but to step the hell away. You have no choice. You can't stay in the ring with someone like that. You'll never win. The only thing that you can do is walk away. That's it. Now, I'm not saying that this is the masculine, but this could be somebody that's attached to the masculine, you guys. A parent, a friend, another lover, something, but there's some kind of energy here that's no good. Now, of course, yes, it could be for some of you that are trying like, hell to make this connection work, but you're up against a battle right now because somebody's mindset is just not in the correct space. So rather than fighting something that just isn't working and you keep coming up to a closed door, it might just be time to just turn around and walk away and just kind of go in another direction for now. Could be. All I know is that the Queen of Cups always reminds you to take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. So let's just see what energies is the feminine feeling towards the masculine. Okay. So let's just see what this all has to do with. So we're going to go into these mixed emotions cards again, and we're going to combine it with the Spiritual of Tarot again. This mixed emotions, we just already, we used that for the masculine, so I wanted to use this for the feminine. Okay, this wants to pop up, so we're going to take, wow, you guys. Okay, so there's some sort of sudden energy with the Tower. I mean, the Tower is no nonsense business. It's definitely harsh energy. It's like, whoa, a shock, like I wasn't expecting that, something harsh coming in just all of the sudden. We have possessive, look at this. Sometimes when things are shifting, sometimes when things are changing, we want to hold on to something with dear life. We don't want to let it go. So it's very scary. It's very nerve-wracking. It's, I need to up my game. I need to do this. I need to do that in order for something not to end. So I kind of feel like there is something that is brewing right now when it comes to the masculine's life, and it is starting to affect the feminine because she doesn't know, does she fight for it or does she let go? Does she hold on to it? Whenever I see the Tower always tells me that it's the divine that's trying to come in and assist us with something that we're having a difficult time changing. Kind of like you've had all the time in the world to do something, to make a decision, but you haven't done anything. So we're going to give you a little bit of a helping hand, and that helping hand might not always feel comfortable to you. So that's why we have divine intervention here. Okay, so what's happening here in the emotions? Okay, we have the Hermit, solitude, rest, pulling away, needing to take a little bit of a breather. And we have Defensive, yeah. So I feel like the feminine is kind of getting some resistance from the masculine at this point. So in her heart space, she knows that rather than fighting, pushing against something, because whenever somebody is saying no and you keep coming at them, it's never a good idea. All it does is makes matters worse. All it does is it makes you feel worse. So your best defense mechanism really at this point is to pull away. Maybe go silent. Maybe go solo for a while. Kind of just go within, do your thing. Maybe do a little bit of a disappearing act. Sometimes that does wonders. Sometimes when you got all your junk out there on social media and everybody knows what you're feeling and thinking all the time, sometimes it's kind of like being a little bit of a mystery, especially to a person that you have interest in, might cause them to want to come towards you. And it's not about playing a game, but that's just how energy works. Suddenly when you drop off and you pull away, the energy is felt on the other person's behalf, and then they might start to think, I wonder what's going on, and then it causes them to want to reach out. Again, you're not doing this to get a reaction, it's just the facts. So if you have felt like you've been fighting and you've been trying and nothing's working, this to me is in your heart space telling you that you know what to do. You know what to do. If somebody's defenses are up, you need to back off. Period. That's it. We have Regretful. I'm not sure why I picked another card because I was going to get the tarot first, but let's just go ahead and grab this tarot second. Yeah, Eight of Pentacles, work in progress. So this is the thing. When it comes to this connection for the feminine, she might be very regretful with the decisions that she's made. But the Eight of Pentacles says it's still work in progress. It means that something is still moving forward, even though it might not seem that way. Even though we might be regretful for a lot of the decisions that we made or didn't make. Okay, this tower crumbling down, whatever's happened here. There is still something positive about this situation. People have they're still progressing forward, but it might not be at the rate that we would like it to. But it is still progressing forward. So try not to be regretful. Feminines, something you can't take back, you can't change it. Regret is a wasted energy, but there is still some sort of progress that has been made, even if you might not be able to see it. Overall, soul energy. Page of Swords. Passionate. Okay. So the overall energy, Page of Swords. Now, I did get some sort of an energy here with the feminine that she might be looking on social media. Stop. Okay, social media has got to be the worst things on the planet. And I'm not saying like for the good things. I'm talking about for the negative shit. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You go and you creep on somebody's page. I don't care if it's a friend or a lover or whoever the hell it is. But somebody's usually going to say something that's going to trigger you, especially if you're not talking to them. So there is some kind of energy here of spying perhaps with this Page of Swords energy. We definitely want to make sure that we just kind of focus on ourselves. So if we're going to be on social media, let's just be more in the positive. Let's look up positive things. Let's not look up negative things. Let's not go searching for shit that's just going to trigger us. Okay, it's no good. So be passionate about your spiritual growth. Be passionate about your, let's just say, spiritual journey. Speak up. This is an energy here of your thoughts. Be passionate in your thoughts. Be positive vibration in your thoughts. Because right now, your vibration might be somewhat challenged with the masculine this week because of something that's happening that's very, very dramatic or very powerful. So make sure that you try to keep your energy as clear and as high vibrational as possible. And the Page of Swords to me is a very silent card. Even though pages are messengers, I don't see the Page of Swords that way. I see the Page of Swords more of somebody who's thinking instead of speaking. And that might be a better thing this week. Speak less and look before speaking. Take an opportunity to pull back, assess the situation, see what's happening, and not engage this week. That is what we're coming up with here. So let's move on into the connection, okay? Let's go ahead and move on into the connection. So let's see. We've got the connection this week. We're going to go into the French Vintage Stamped Love Oracle by Kelly Asara and the Romance Angels by Doreen Virtue. happening in this connection this week? What are the lessons, the hardships, the challenges? What's happening here? So we've got a lot of major stuff. We have something about time, you guys. So there's divine timing that is at work right now in this connection. Certain things are just happening or not happening right now for a reason. So again, positive thinking is going to help you in this situation, okay? So that's really the advice for the connection. We've got to keep our vibration high despite what's happening here. Getting involved in the drama, letting any kind of negativity or things that are not happening right now, trying not to let that consume you, trying not to let that down everything in your life. Really try to stay high vibrational despite what's happening or not happening. Yeah, see, free yourself. See? Free yourself. Yeah, there's some kind of issues here that somebody has. It's either the masculine or the feminine or both. Because remember, this is the connection. These are the energies that are affecting the connection. Freeing your ties from issues. Now, when I see family, to me, that just means our environment. The people that are with us, our soul family. Our soul family can be romantic partners, karmic partners, friends, co-workers, family members, relatives. This is about healing issues with those that are around you. So there is something that we need to free ourselves from. So that's what's happening in the connection. And this is taking time. So we did see that there was a lot of energy that was connected to the masculine where he is really needing to break free from something major. And so there's freedom that is available, but is the masculine going to take it? This may take time, and that might try your patience, and that might try your energy. So Spirit is saying, keep your vibration high. Try not to focus so much on this connection. Try not to focus so much on your masculine if you're a feminine watching this, because something is going to take time. It's not just going to happen overnight. Again, if some of the masculines have left a situation and now you're waiting for the two of you to reconnect, and let's just say there's some sort of disappointment because that's not happening, give it time. And we have letter. So there is some sort of communication. But we do have factors. There is a factor that's the reason that communication is not taking place at this time. Just so you guys know, I do not read either of these decks, the words. I just get what I get intuitively from it. So this right here, this religious factor, yes, it could be religious factors. There could be some sort of family religion here, cultural differences that are a factor for some of you, but that's not what I'm getting for the majority. The majority, what I'm getting is there's a reason why there's communication that is either strained, or the type of communication that you're getting, there's something that's being influenced by these issues with other people that are connected in this situation. Five of Swords, I'm telling you, there was definitely energy that is connected to other people in this connection that is affecting this connection. Now, we're not blaming other people for our problems. It's up to us to clear these energies, to free ourselves from things that are binding us, to free ourselves from addictive cycles, codependency, toxicity, whatever. There's definitely an energy, though, that's telling us that right now a factor of communication, there might be a timing that's at hand, or people that are still wrapped up in their family issues as to why that's not happening right now. So the lesson is to remain positive, to remain optimistic about you, about your situation, and just free yourself and take time for you. That will also help to raise your vibration. Okay? So now we're going to go ahead and go into the future. What is the possible future of this connection? Possible future energies. So we're going to go into these decks again here. What is the possible future energies for this connection? So let's see what the overall energy is for this connection in the future. Okay, so we have sports. So to me, sports are all about strategy, okay? It's all about challenges. So I feel like that is the message with sports. We have Knight of Cups. We have King of Pentacles. Interesting. And then we have the Three of Cups. It does say third party. I did get third party a lot in this reading, okay? It doesn't mean it's for everybody. But remember, you guys, third party does not have to be a romantic or a karmic partner. This could be a family member, a friend. Again, there's some other energies that seem to be affecting this connection. But the future energy here, I do see some sort of a gesture, a romantic gesture, somebody coming forth with their cup of love. And then we have the energy here of family. So family ties, healing family issues, other people, celebrations. I feel like there is going to be some sort, and now what I'm also getting to, a sporting event. Football season is, now there might be something around football season, I feel, or the holidays that are going to bring you and this person, I'm not saying back together for good, but you guys are going to have some sort of friendly exchange. So if you guys are not getting along right now, or things are really challenged, which it does kind of look like that, I'm seeing here during this season, it looks like there's going to be some sort of a coming together, having a nice exchange in energy, maybe even a romantic evening or something happening. So I feel like there's some positive energy on the horizon for this connection, despite all the stuff that's happening right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some advice. What is some advice? Let's take a look here. We're going to take a look at this Self-Love Spiritual Reminders deck by Fire Witch Tarot, and we're going to look at all things intuitive messages of love oracle cards. So let's get some advice for this connection. Life is all about balance. Take a shot, then work out. Different pages. Okay, so what Spirit is ending this reading with is right now, you guys are just on different pages with this person. It does not mean that this will never resolve. It doesn't mean that you and this person will never be on the same page. What Spirit is telling you, though, is that right now, something about you and this person are not connecting, not on the same page. They might not see things exactly the way that you see them, and vice versa. And so there's a little bit of a mismatch. There's a little bit of a challenge with this one, and we already saw that this entire reading. Life is all about balance. Again, things have to balance out. So what Spirit is saying, take a shot, doesn't necessarily mean like if you're not a drinker, I'm not a drinker, so I probably would never take a shot. But the thing is, it's about just relaxing and then work out. Like you can play, but then you can also take care of yourself and be serious and do what you need to do, responsibility wise, etc. So while you and this person are on different pages, have a little bit more fun. Okay, try to balance out some serious, challenging energy with some relaxing self-care energy. That's what the message is for the week, you guys. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If this one didn't resonate, you guys can always go into number 2. All right, you guys, so if you chose number 2, this is going to be for those of you that are in some sort of a challenge or a separation with this person, even though number 1 did seem to have a lot of challenges. So technically, this entire reading could be for you. But this one is going to be more or less for those of you that are connected to this individual. Maybe you've been connected to this individual for a long time, and you're pretty much at peace with this separation or challenge, and you're just kind of looking to just navigate why you feel connected, or what's happening in this connection. You don't necessarily need it to come back together. If it did, great. If it doesn't, you're okay. So let's get into this reading. The very first thing that we're going to focus on here is the masculine. So it can be a he or she. I do tend to say he though, but yes, let's take a look and see what's going on here with the masculine this week. So just an overall general energy. We're going to be going into my Twin Flame Oracle as well as my Twin Flame Journey Tarot. Where's the masculine this week? Where's masculine at mentally? What's happening here? Okay, so the Two of Swords, so with a soulmate energy. Now, it could be that the masculine right now is currently in a partnership. Maybe he's in a partnership with someone else. And we have the Two of Swords energy here, though. Stalemate and decision. He might be trying to make a decision in regards to another partner in his life. Or this could even be that this is how the masculine sees you, feminine, if you're watching the video. So there is some sort of a confused energy. Now, this masculine may have no one in his life, meaning like he is thinking perhaps about upping his game, getting into a soul connection. Maybe he feels lonely. Maybe he feels like he's ready for love. So there could be a variety of reasons why that's coming up. But there's definitely Two of Swords, stalemate, feeling stuck, feeling indecisive about love or connections at this time. So let's take a look at the heart space. We have healing, which is great. Knight of Wands. Okay, I feel like the masculine right now is just basically really tapping into his adventurous side, maybe doing a lot of traveling, a lot of creativity, a lot of things that just light him on fire. And that's very healing for this masculine. But I'm kind of getting this energy as the masculine is winding down. He might be really yearning for a deeper soul connection. He might be single. He might have been single for a very long time, and it's kind of like this playboy energy. It might be kind of dwindling out. It is healing, but at the same time, I feel like he's kind of stuck on a connection, or he's stuck on wanting something or desiring something a little bit deeper than he has experienced or has at this current time. What's happening in the physical world? The outer environment. Okay, well, interesting. We have third party, so there's a wedge here. Oh, okay. Well, we have the Knight of Swords, and the Knight of Swords is a card of self-sabotage and nightmares. It's about anxiety. So I feel like there might be a reason that the soulmate energy is here, that the masculine is feeling somewhat confused or tied up. This could be because there's a third party. It might be that there's someone else in the picture. There's someone else in the mix. It might be that the masculine is interested in someone, but there's something in his way. That could be it for some. Hell, maybe that's even you. Maybe your masculine's thinking about you, but you're maybe involved with someone else. I mean, there could be a variety of reasons that that's coming up. But I'm getting as the overall general energy is that there's something that is causing the masculine to feel anxiety and feel stuck when it comes to love. And this Knight of Wands energy, as much as it's healing, I feel like there's an emptiness that this masculine is truly feeling at the end of the day. So what's going on for the overall soul energy? Yeah, see, something about being all by yourself. Not that that's a bad thing. I feel like it's been very healing. But again, there's a stuck energy, an imprisonment when it comes to being alone. So I feel like this masculine might want to be alone, or he feels imprisoned by a connection that he's currently stuck in, or it could be an indication where he's been alone for quite some time and it's been great, but it's starting to kind of fade out. It's starting to lose its luster. That's what I'm seeing here. So let's take a look now and see how this masculine is feeling towards the feminine. What is the current energy that the masculine feels towards this feminine? Well, we have fear. Ooh, and we have the moon illusion. Okay, well, there's a lot of confusion that this masculine has about the connection. When he thinks about this connection with this feminine, he's not sure what to think. There's a lot of unclear energy. There could be a lot of lies and deception that were told before, and so that could be one of the reasons that you guys disconnected, or a lot of unfinished business, or a lot of unsaid things. But yeah, there's darkness here, meaning like, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to expect. I don't know what you're thinking. So he's not clear. And because he's not clear, it actually doesn't make him feel confident. So he doesn't like that, is what I'm seeing here. He doesn't like feeling that way. He fears the unknown. He doesn't like it. So now we have the energy in the heart space of settling. Yeah, he's just basically settled to start over rather than fighting for this connection. So if you've been waiting for this masculine to make contact with you or return to your life, I feel like what he's done is he has settled to just basically start over, take a risk in a new direction. It's almost like he has too much fear trying to start over with you. He would rather start over completely and go in a new direction than face you. That's what I am seeing. I'm just giving it to you guys honestly. That's what it is. Okay, in his environment, we do have family. So this could be a masculine that has family issues, or family is very important to him, or you have a family, or he does. One of the two. Temperance. Yeah, there is some kind of a healing here, or some sort of a timing thing. So you either have a family, or he has a family, or there's family issues, but we definitely have an energy here of wanting to kind of like restore or even come back together. So remember, that's how he thinks about you. This is how he feels, but this is like the outer environment, like what would be realistic. What's realistic is that it would take time. It might even be that this masculine is now starting to think how he might want a commitment or how he might want a family, and somehow you're a part of that, but he doesn't know how to restore what you guys have lost. He does not know how to basically come back and restore what's been destroyed. That's what I'm getting. Overall energy here. The answer is yes. Wow. The answer is yes, as in this masculine has some sort of a new perspective on things. So if some of you guys have been wondering, has this masculine changed? Does he see things differently now than when I knew him back whenever that was? Has he grown? Has he evolved? I'm getting the answer is yes. Okay. He has unlocked something in his heart space. He sees things from a new perspective. Maybe some of you sense this, maybe some of you don't. And so this is a confirmation for you that on a soul level, he's done some sort of work. He's had some sort of an awakening. So now he sees things in a whole new light. But the thing is, even though he sees things in a new light, it's bringing up a lot of anxiety for him. So this kind of makes sense to me here. That's why he's got some sort of anxiety. He's got some sort of anxiety now, and it might be this third-party energy here, as in you kind of like, now you're in his headspace, he's thinking about you, and he's kind of freaking confused. That's making sense. I feel like this masculine has been single or just kind of playing the field for a while, and now all of a sudden your energy's starting to come back around in his headspace and heart, and now it's like he's starting to put the pieces together, and somehow you're a part of that. Interesting. Okay. Let's get some messages from your masculine to you. What does your masculine want to tell you from his higher self? This is the Hidden Truth Oracle cards by All Things Intuitive. What does your masculine want to tell you? Let me let Peaches out real quick.
Sorry, Peaches. Go ahead.
All right. What does this masculine want to tell this feminine from his higher self? Okay, so it's time for me to work on myself now. Okay, well, we obviously know that has been happening. I left you before you could leave me. I know that I crossed the line with you. Well, this is what this masculine wants to say, is that he obviously needed to take some time in order to work on himself, and I feel like he has worked on himself, absolutely. He left you, though, before you could leave him. So he may have sabotaged this connection because he was afraid of this connection. He might have sabotaged it because he didn't feel good enough for you and felt maybe you would eventually leave him one day. So he did it before you could do it. And he knows that he crossed the line with you. Well, we do have fear. Why is the masculine so fearful to face this feminine or reach out to her or contact her? Because he may have crossed the line. He may have really, really hurt you. He may have lied to you. He may have deceived you, that sort of thing. I gotta let my other cat out. I'm so sorry, you guys.
Come on, Chips.
So sorry. I had the best intentions of doing the readings with the cats in the room, but they're a pain in the ass. Okay, so that's what we've got. The masculine may have done something that he feels fearful now to be able to come back to you and restore this connection with you because he crossed the line. He did something. So, but this is just confirmation for some of you. This is almost like an apology is what I get as well. So let's take a look and see, where's the feminine at? Where's the feminine at in this connection? Where is she? Well, let's just see where she's at in general, and then we're going to go ahead and see where she's at with this masculine. Mentally, where is she at? All right, well, where she's at mentally is she's just kind of getting through the day. She's getting through life. Patience. She's not really in any hurry. She's not really in any kind of anxiety-ridden energy where she has to do something right now. She's just learning her lesson. She's just hanging in there, determined to survive trials and tribulations. So things have been tough. She's just kind of biding her time. Heart space. Well, we do have the energy of nostalgia. And, okay, well, we have the spiritual advisement energy, the Hierophant. The Hierophant is an energy here of a spiritual connection. It's also an energy here of a spiritual lesson. This could also be a connection that she's currently in. But I feel like even though maybe this feminine, perhaps, let's just say this feminine is in another relationship, she might just still feel this connection with her masculine. But again, I don't feel like this feminine is looking at the situation as she needs this divine masculine, but she's looking at this other energy that she has in her heart space as that's important as well. So I feel like this is a feminine that's kind of split and torn between two people. That's what I see. But it doesn't have to be. This is her outer world, her environment. Yeah, you know, I feel like she's kind of coming to some sort of a conclusion or some sort of acceptance. She's okay. That's why number 2 is a little bit different than number 1. It doesn't mean number 1 is not okay, but number 1 is not going to be as comfortable letting this person basically go, not accepting that maybe you and this person are not going to come together and live happily ever after. That's why number 1 and number 2 are different. So if you chose number 2, yeah, it might be great, but you're not basing your whole life on this. You're not waiting around. You're still moving forward. That's why some of you might already be in another relationship, because you still feel this connection with this individual, but you're not waiting for this individual to come back. You're on some sort of spiritual journey. You realize that this particular person is a part of your spiritual growth and healing. So this is a very positive thing, because even though there's a missed opportunity here, yes, you and this person could have had something so great, but they either missed out on it or you just decided you didn't want it. That's the vibration though currently. The current vibration that you're in is that you just accept it. You accept that there's a higher lesson here. I do see the Four of Cups as a higher lesson. You can't see what's in front of you. What's in front of you is kind of an illusion. You have to look higher. You have to raise your eyes and look higher. That's what it is. There's a spiritual lesson at hand here with this connection, and you know it. So even though you might still feel nostalgic towards it, and you might not have completely let it go in your heart space, you're still able to move forward in other connections, or you're still just able to move forward in life in general and still be happy. That's why mentally, yeah, things have been tough, but you're still hanging in there. You're just patient. You're not in any rush. You're not in crazy kind of an energy where you're trying to figure out, how can I be with this person again? You're not in that energy. Overall soul energy. All right, seven of Wands, forgiveness. I feel like some of you realize that this masculine is in this energy, okay? He's in this energy because he is sorry. He's in this energy because how can he come back after what he's done? That is what I'm getting. So you guys are in the soul energy where you are working on forgiving your masculine for what he's done. You're working on forgiving yourself perhaps for things that you did. Maybe you have been defending yourself and you've, cut this person off harshly. And maybe this is just something that you're still working on, is to forgive yourself for these actions or whatever may have happened. But all I know is that this particular feminine at this time on her own is very much into the spiritual lesson of things and really wanting to gain clarity as to why she feels connected to this individual still. But again, it's very detached in a healthy way, but still attached in somewhat of a spiritual way, if that makes sense. Hope it does. So let's now take a look and see, where is this feminine at when it comes to the masculine? What is the energy that she has towards the masculine? When she thinks about him, what does this energy look like? Well, she might very well know that he's awake. Absolutely. Okay. Three of Cups is an energy here of third party, of course, but it can also be just a celebration or a community, just kind of focusing and doing your own thing, having fun, even celebrating perhaps that the masculine is in a awakened energy. So for some reason, some of you guys, you're so connected to this masculine that you just basically know that there's been a shift. You know that there's been some sort of spiritual awakening. And we just saw that with the Hanged Man. The answer is yes, this masculine has had some sort of an awakening. So you see that, you sense it, you've envisioned it, you know it. And maybe some of you know that as your masculine is having this awakening, at some point, maybe you guys can even be friends down the line. Like that's not completely off the table. You're in happy energy with this masculine. If some of you guys are still struggling, you're getting there. And this is very healthy. Heart space. Okay, so this is an energy here, being at a crossroads in your heart space when it comes to the masculine, isolated and alone, Five of Pentacles. Well, I do see that when we tapped into this masculine's energy here, this masculine is very torn between being alone or connecting to another individual, having a deep soul bond. So he's at a crossroads. You know this. I feel like you're extremely tapped into your masculine's energy. You know what's happening with him. You sense it. You feel it. You're connected to on a soul level. So he might feel isolated and alone, and you feel that. You feel like he's at a crossroads in his life. So I just sense that you're sensing what's going on with your masculine on his current journey. Yeah. All right, so this is an energy here in the physical world. Like you're starting to... Some of you guys may have been invested in this connection for a long period of time, and you've literally haven't sensed a lot. You haven't seen any results. You haven't really seen anything. And now all of a sudden you might be seeing things. Maybe you're seeing it on social media. Maybe you're hearing from a friend. Maybe you're just sensing it on an energetic level. But something now is finally coming back around. There's something now that's showing up. It's a reflection. And there's Seven of Pentacles energy. It's kind of like causing you now to reevaluate. You're having, maybe some of you thought, I'm always going to be in this energy where this masculine's never going to awake and I'm just going to basically have to accept it. And now all of a sudden something is changing and shifting to where you're thinking, I never thought what I would do if this masculine returned. I never thought what I would do if he reached out again. It's causing you to kind of think about what you would do if, because there's some sort of possibility that wasn't possible before that somehow it's possible. It's an energy. There's an energy shift here. Interesting. Soul energy. I'm getting here because you've worked on yourself. This has made this possible. Some of you finally got to the point where you're just like, you know what? I love myself. I've healed. I'm empowered. I've cleared this energy. I don't need this masculine to show back up in my life, to where all of a sudden now that you have finally just kind of had this breakthrough, this new level of awareness. Now all of a sudden things are shifting for your masculine. So it's interesting the way that energy works, you guys. Somehow when you let go, the other person knows it. Goes through their awakening and things start to change. So let's go ahead and get some higher self messages that the feminine has towards the masculine. I see exactly. The feminine is not the same person that the masculine remembers. She's definitely changed. She's had some sort of major ascension. Most definitely. She feels, again, this reevaluation. What if? I never really thought about that. If this masculine were to call or this masculine were to return in my life, what the hell would I do? The feminine's not quite sure if she's ready. She might not be sure if she's ready for that to happen. But the thing is, she's in a much better space now. So she's not the same person that the masculine remembers, and she's in a much better headspace right now, but she still would like some time to figure things out. So it's kind of good that this masculine is going through somewhat of a crisis of trying to figure out what he wants to do. Does he want to be alone? Maybe does he want to be in a relationship that he might currently be in right now? There's something that's trying to shift and change for him. But again, we just saw that he's not quite ready to jump ship at this point to make that contact. But it's possible. It's possible. It may not have been possible before, but it's possible now. Interesting. So now let's go ahead and go into the energies here of this connection. Okay. What is the energy of the connection? So we're going to go into my Spirits of Darkness and Light Divination deck, and we're going to combine it with the Reclaim Your Power cards by Anthea Spark. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, this deck here that I used was my Twin Flame Messages. What is the energy of this connection currently? All right, well, what I want to say, you guys, is that somebody is definitely in the energy of fear. Okay, who is in the energy of fear? The masculine. Masculine is currently being tormented right now. Shadow self. What is this doing? It's creating a reaction. Do you see that? I can't make it up. Something is turning. The wheels are turning in this masculine's mind. I'm telling you, something is happening here. Something is haunting the masculine. Something is coming back around. I'm getting here. It's karmically due. It's time. It's time for this masculine to figure something out. Whether it means to come back, whether it means to make amends, whether it is for him to realize, what he did or learn from it or whatever. But it is meant to get some sort of reaction out of the masculine. So we have darkness and stuck energy that the masculine is currently in. It's happening for a reason. There's karma, there's fate, there's destiny. The wheel is turning to create a reaction in this connection. Spirit of Stone. Oh my God. Okay, Spirit of Stone, frozen, delayed, longing. Whatever has been frozen in time, whatever has been delayed, so now it can expand and grow. That's why. This is the Knight of Success. So when I use Anthea's deck here, the Reclaim Your Power cards, I always see the goddesses and the queens and the ladies as the feminines. I see the knights, the gods, and the kings as the masculines. So I am seeing in this particular aspect here that this is for the masculine to grow. Okay. So what's happening right now in this connection is that these fears are coming around. This torment is coming through. That's why he was in the Two of Swords energy, stuck, thinking about something. There's a reaction here to get things that have been delayed, to get things that have been frozen in time, for us to take that sword there so we can expand and grow. So all of this is happening here right now, and it's geared towards the masculine. Spirit of the Woods, voices, goblins, nightmares. What's interesting is we have the energy here. Let me just go back, okay? Let me go back. Nine of Swords, you guys. I'm telling you, nightmares. A lot of this is connected. It's connected to the masculine. Oh my gosh, look at this. Our time. I am telling you here, your masculine right now is being tormented by this connection. I'm not laughing about it. I mean, I am. I'm not laughing about it because it's like funny. I'm laughing about it because it's interesting the way that energy works. Your masculine currently right now, if you're a feminine watching this video, everything that he's going through right now, it is reminding him of the time that you guys had together. He is walking through that forest in his mind. Look at this. This Spirit of the woods, he's in the woods of his mind about your connection. And he is going through shadows. He's in a shadowy forest because there's been some shadowy shit that has happened. Period. So your masculine is expanding and growing at this particular time through being reminded of something from your past. And I'm getting that it wasn't so pretty. He's having to contend with what's happened. And this is not to shame or blame the masculine. I get comments like that sometimes where it's just, it's just always negative about the masculine. Sorry, you guys can see the cards are coming up this way. That's why I pull all my cards on camera so you can clearly see that this is not something that I'm just, it's not a fictitious thing that I have going on here. We can see clearly this is what is coming through. So this is some kind of an energy of being tormented. I do see it connected to the masculine because of all the cards we pulled on the masculine match this. So that's what's happening. Right now, your masculine is in the dark woods, dark forest, whatever this is, and of his mind, thinking about this connection, thinking about the past, and expanding and growing from it. So he's in the dark night of the soul right now with this connection. All right, you guys, let's move forward. Let's take a look here. What did I want to do next? Oh, we're going to go into the future energy. Sorry, you guys. Future energy. So we're going to go into this deck here, which is the Journey cards by Laura from Be a Good Soul. And we're going to go ahead and combine them again with my Twin Flame Journey Tarot for the future. For some future energies here. Future energies of this connection. Wow. Okay, well, what I'm seeing here in like the near future, somebody is journeying through the hardships. We already saw this. This is like a journey through the dark forest, the woods full of voices, goblins, and nightmares. Heartache, Three of Swords, sadness, the hurt, the pain. There is, so it says, you are now on your way to a beautiful place, but it's through the darkness that you will get there. So all these hard times, all these hardships, all this pain that you've gone through, that your masculine is going through, it's all for a reason. It's all for a reason. We have cleanse. Wow. A clear body creates a clear mind. It is a good time for a detox. Clearing energy. Wow, charging ahead. So what Spirit is saying here is that even moving ahead, the steps that are being taken on this journey, whether it's the masculine or the feminine, it's definitely detoxifying. You guys are able to charge ahead and move forward victoriously because of all of this processing that is happening here. All this purging. Hope. Wow. So this message I feel is for the feminine here, Queen of Pentacles, nurturing. As long as you take care of yourself, there's hope. The universe is encouraging you to continue to hold your light up. So again, this is about staying in high vibrational energy. Just really taking care of yourself, focusing on you, okay? So the message here for the future doesn't necessarily look like it's a coming back together, people unifying and all that other stuff, but I do see that it's through this pain, through this purging, that people are healing, people are nurturing themselves, that there's hope after all, especially for the feminine. There is for the masculine too, but I'm getting here that this is for the feminine. As long as you're taking care of yourself and nurturing yours, then this is something where the universe is helping you to get to the light. So you're getting through this as well. So beautiful. Let's end the reading here with some messages, just some advice and what Spirit wants us to know and understand. Let's take a look here. So we're going to use the When Spirit Speaks cards by Medium on a Mission. We're also going to use the Daily Tea cards, our Daily Tea Mindfulness cards by Oh My Goddess. And we're going to use my Signs from Spirit Love Oracle. Red, love it. Okay, so this is about passion and courage, but of course red can also indicate anger. So passion can turn to anger if we aren't careful or we allow it to. We have rewire our brains. So Spirit's advice is that we need to rewire our brains. If we're feeling angry, let's focus on something that we're passionate about. Let's focus on something that makes us happy instead. Let's rewire it. Let's shift. Let's shift our perception. Shift our perception. And we have number 7. Do not seek completion in another. You are already complete. Instead, seek only to share your completeness in the deliciousness of co-creation with one another. Wow. So that is directly saying to you, a spiritual lesson here, because that's how I see number 7s. Don't seek the completion of yourself in your person, in this person that you're watching the video for. You need to seek completion when it comes to creating, co-creating with others, but not seeking to complete yourself because of them. This is about co-creating and coexisting with other people, even this person. So this is about finding a way to see this connection from a different perspective. Does this connection inspire you? Does it help you? I'm seeing that if you've chose number 2, it does, and it has. And that's the reason why you're still connected to this individual, is because there's something for you to heal, and there's something for you to empower yourself with through this connection. Now, it's not because of them. It is because of you. At the end of the day, you're doing the work. They may just inspire you, but they're not the reason. You're the reason. They're co-creating with you in order to bring out the best in you. So it's about rewiring your brain that it's not them. They're not the answer. You're the answer. But they're a part of your journey, just like so many other people are as well. And you can take and you can pick and choose what you want to remember, the good, the bad, the ugly, the pretty, whatever it is, in order to push yourself to grow in the most positive way. So I really hope that you guys enjoyed this reading. I know there was a lot of information, but thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time. Take care. Bye-bye.